So no one is under the illusion that policing is an easy job, but sometimes we get unfortunate reminders of how hard it really is. This past week, 6 police officers were shot in Philadelphia after trying to serve a drug warrant. Thankfully, they're all going to be okay, but the outcome could have been very different. You know, it got me thinking about the situation facing our own police department here in Seattle. You know, these incidents happen where officers are injured or killed, and elected leaders come out and support the police and say what heroes they are, and they thank them for their service. But what are those same leaders doing when the entire world isn't watching? Seattle's police chief, Carmen Best, took a rare political stance last month, calling on our city council to support her officers as the agency loses more of them to other departments.
We need them to stand up for the work that the officers and men and women have been doing in this organization. We are losing good people, and we know that it's because they feel like they're not supported by public officials, and we need to have that done.
So I sat down with Chief Best to talk more about that, what she just said, and I have never seen her so clearly frustrated.
I don't know how you could say you support public safety, support safety in this city, and not recognize that you have a responsibility to help the men and women of this department want to stay here and work.
Like I said, obviously she feels really strongly about this. Look, it is unrealistic to think that officers will never or should never come under scrutiny. Chief Best doesn't think that, officers don't expect that. But what some Seattle city leaders have failed to understand is that they can be critical of officers while still supporting them. Those two things can happen at the same time. Let me give you a real-world example. This week, we covered the heroic actions of the officers in Philadelphia on our morning show. Even with the suspect in there, armed, you had a SWAT team that went in to rescue those 2 officers. All of the Philadelphia officers, as we said, are going to be okay. And then you know what? We covered the very next hour on the same show the story of a Renton police officer charged with assault.
A Renton police officer charged with assaulting a woman has been identified.
Yeah, King County prosecutors officially filing charges of assault and abuse of office against Officer Tanuji Sunny.
Do you see how that works? An officer does something bad and you address it. But you don't lose your credibility as an advocate for police reform just because you support the officers who are doing nothing wrong. And let me leave members of the Seattle City Council with this. For those of you who will still be serving on the council after this next election, don't wait until something bad happens to one of our officers to lend your support, because your words will have come too late.